what does it mean, the multi-member physical file? So far we created the physical file. That physical file by default it will have the single member, one member. Okay, so what is that member name? That file name itself the member name. Okay, so what is a multi-member physical file? For suppose I created the customer account file. Okay, customer account file. So I wanted to maintain the data branch wise. Okay, for example, Texas, I wanted to make it separate data. For the loss, I wanted to make it separate data. So likewise, I wanted to make it a separate data. So then I should go with the structure will be the same. So I wanted to get the same kind of information where I have the customer name and customer number, and where I have the branch, and where I have the open date and balance status. All the fields will be the same. But what I need to just make a separate the data. Okay, separate it out the data. So for that we can use the member physical file. So as you can see here, normally we create the physical file by using crtpf. The command default member with the same name as a pf gets to be added. Okay, the one physical file can have the more than one member. Okay, so we can add another member using add pfm. So add pfm is a command. By using that you can add the another member. The member has its own associated data path, which means that each member have the separate data. Okay, that you can make it. So each member can have the separate the data. So as you can see here, uh, so as you can see here, I have a this is a physical file cast ACCT. So this file is having the some structure, like what are the fields it is having. It is having the cust ID and account number and account type, customer name, open date, balance, and status. Okay, so when I wanted to maintain a separated data for the each branch. It is a Texas branch and Dallas branch and New York branch and Chicago branch. So structure will be the same, but I wanted to maintain a different data. So in that case, so you are not going to create the four files for the each branch, right? That is a very bad idea, because the four branches will have the same structure. So you have a structured physical file. So instead of creating the four physical files, why can't you use a multi-member physical file? So you can add the members as a branch. Okay, so that you can make a separate the data for the each branch. So the Texas will have the only customer records related to Texas, and the Dallas will have the only Dallas related record, and New York will have the only New York related, and Chicago will have the only Chicago related customer data. Okay, so that is where the multi-member physical file coming to the picture. Okay, so you are creating the physical file by using crtpf. How does know that how many members I can add into my physical file? How can I add my members into my physical file? Okay, so you can add the members into the physical file by using the add pfm command. So that will help you to add the member into the physical file. Okay, so let's do that exercise, and so that you can understand. So what, since we are already having discussed ACCT, what is our first agenda? Currently, how many members having this file? First, you should check this file having the how many members. Okay, so that is you have to check that. We will see how we can check, and how many members I can add maximum. What is the maximum member count for this file? If it is a maximum member count is one, since the my requirement is to add the four members, I should increment the members size. Okay, so you have to make it from 1 to 4. So once you make it a 1 to 4, then you can add the members into the file. Okay, so what is our first thing? First you should check how many members are there. So what is the maximum allowable members? Then you can add the members. So let's go into the screen, and as you can see here, okay, this is a file. So now I wanted to see how many members are there into this physical file. Okay, so what is the command? I have a command called dspfd. Okay, you can give the file name here, just enter. Uh, okay, I think it's disconnected. Okay, here you go, work mbr pdm, enter. Okay, so I wanted to see the how many members. So since I am doing the dsp fd, enter, and it's not giving any information because your library is missed in the library list. So that is why whenever you sign out and sign in again, make sure that your library should be present in the library list. So because we created this object into the bank dev 1. Okay, bnk dev 1 edtlibl. So I'm just going enter, and bnk dev 1 enter, enter. Now I can going to use dspfd and bnk dev 1 enter. Ah, sorry, here you have to give the file name, not library name, right? So because I wanted to see how many members are there for this file, just enter and take a B bottom, enter, and you can see the total number of formats is a one. Okay, and the member is only one. As you can see, only one member, by member name is the same as a file name. Okay, if you do not mention any member anything, so by default this file having the one member. But now your requirement is to add the four members. What are those four members? So you wanted to add the Texas as a one member, and Dallas is another member, and likewise you need to add the four members. Okay, so how you can add the four members? Yeah, now you got to know that. So you here you have the only one member. Now you can see how many maximum members this file can allow. Okay, either it will be allow only two, or it will be allow the four, or either it will be allow the five members. How many members it can be allowed? So for that, how you can see and take F3, there is a one command called here itself we can see dspfd, and we can just see here. Sorry, uh, yes, and here you can just search with a max shift F4, and maximum members you can see one. Okay, it will allow the maximum members is a one only. Okay, but your requirement is to add the four members into this file. Okay, you wanted to increment this maximum members, you wanted to increment these max members. How you can increment it? So you have a command called chgpf, change physical file attributes, like take F4, and which file you wanted to change it, and cust acct, and the library is a bnk dev 1, and what is the source file? qdd and that file also bnk dev 1. This is the library. Then take f10. F10 is the additional parameters, and here you can see that maximum members is 1, and this you can, I wanted to add the maximum 5 members. I'm just changing 1 to 5. Just hit an enter. Okay, so now it is a changed. Now what you going to do, you can use the same command, the dspffd, and enter and search with the max again, and let's see how much now. So now you can see it is a 5, so it will be allowed the 5 maximum members. So now what you can do, so you have incremented the maximum member size. So now your thing is to going to add the members into the file. So what you can do, so we have a command called add pfm, add physical file member. Okay, so here you have to add the member into the this physical file. Just take an F4, you can give the physical file name, and which member I wanted to add it. First I wanted to add a member called as a Texas. Okay, and here you can pnk dev 1, you can give the library, and this is a Texas branch customers, and you can give text as a that. Okay, so text as branch customers, just enter. Okay, so you added the text as the same way. I wanted to add the another, so I wanted to add the dollars as well. So I can add you three members here. Okay, three members here for demo. So this is how you can add, enter. So now I wanted to add so New York as well. Okay, so now you have added the members, but still you wanted to confirm it, like whether these members is added into the my file or not. What you can do, you can take dspfd and give the act only. Here you can give the dspfd and act, enter, and go to the bottom here. And as you can see here, we have a Dallas member, New York member, and Texas member. So these are the created. And do you have any records in the members? No, you don't have any records. So here what you are going to do, I'm going to insert the data to first Texas. How you can insert the data? You can use UPD DTA and give the custicity. Custicity is a file, okay? But take F4, and here you have to explicitly member. You can see right here you have to explicitly give the member. So for which member you are going to add the data. So here you can just give, I'm going to add for the Texas. Just enter. Okay. So now give the account number is some 1 2 3 4 5. You can give anything. Okay. So here the status is active, and here I just give the branch is a Texas, so that you can understand how we can adding the. So this is we added for the Texas. So now I wanted to add the data for the Dallas. So what you can do, you can take UPT DTA only and give the account. This is the account, and here I wanted to add it for the Dallas. So you can take F4, and here you can give the member. So which member you wanted to add it, just enter. Okay. So now I am just giving the branch is Dallas, and here I give the customer number is something here, ID also I can give, and here I can give the status is active, because we made a status should be the value, right? So if you do not mention any value to the status, if you take an enter, so it will not allow. And here our branch is Dallas. Okay, so now insert the some records. So now what you can do, you wanted to do the see the data of each member. Okay, since you added the three members, and you given the data to two members. I think we added the two members, right? We added the three members, but you added the data to two members. Okay, so now I wanted to see the Texas data. Okay, what you can do, you can do the run query star n, and what is a file, this is a file. Okay, and which member you wanted to see, that you can mention in the bracket, or you can take F4, and here I also have the member option, and here you can give the Texas data I wanted to see, enter. So as you can see here, only branch is a Texas. Okay, so we can see the data related to only Texas. So now I wanted to see the data related to Dallas. So what you can do, you can take F4, and here you can mention Dallas. So DALLAS, Dallas. So you can see, so this is the Dallas information. Okay, so this is how you can create a member. So first thing what you have to make sure, and if you wanted to add any member to the any existing file, or newly creating the file, first you have to make sure that member is allowing the how many maximum members, either it is a 3 4 5, whatever it is. If your requirement is more than that maximum load, first you should increment that max members. How you can do that, you can use a change pf, and there is a max member, the option is there. So there you have to mention how many members you wanted to allow it. So after that you can use the add pfm, you can add the members. Then you can, if you wanted to insert, you can use a upd dta data. And if you wanted to see the each member information, you can do the run query star n. So this is all